Hi everybody, and welcome to my fish room. I'm going to make a video showing you all my fish tanks and what I've got in them. If you see something that you should like to learn more about, just comment and I will try to make a video about that. Alright, first we're going to start here at this first tank, and it's got my rarest and probably most expensive fish in it. It's a Parancistris aranicus, or also known as the gold chubby. I've got a few in there and I just gave them a cave, so we'll see if I can get them to spawn. And then I've also got in this tank some red spot angelfish from Suriname. Jason Land brought these in for me. He has Jason's plecos and cichlids. He's pretty much brought in most of my plecos. Alright, and then this tank down here, we have some grow outs. There's some red-shouldered servrums, and there's a peacockbass that is a Marinina. I'm not real good at the pronunciation, but it's an Xenia peacockbass, and it is the one that gets the red on it when it grows up and gets mature. Okay, and our next tank is going to be my 210 gallon. And in this tank I have a big spot BD that came from Stingray Biology, and in the back there against the glass there is two L418s on the sponge filter. That is a L360. That's a pretty cool pleco, and there's several variations of that one. I've had them before, and the ones I had before were solid black brown color, even the fins, but then they had like a mottled yellow dapple through them. And on the back of the glass, you can probably pretty hard to see this black glass isn't very good for seeing these plecos because they darken up. But that is an L27 Xenia, and this stingray here on the bottom is a super white that I got from Chicago Stingray. I got it from Jason too. He got it through them for me. And in the back there you'll see my Suriname Paraiba. He's growing pretty quick. I got him, he's maybe 6 inches, and I'd say he's 12 to 13 now. And there's my big clown loach. He's kind of a chubby guy. And then there's a pair of Geophagus Wilhelmii. And then down here we've got a couple L90s that are from Nationwide Aquatics. In the back there is a blue-eyed redfin L37, which is very similar to the L360. In the log there, I don't know how good you can see it, but it's an L14. On the back there is a Hypostomus. I'm not real good on the pronunciation, but it's a pretty uncommon Hypostomus. Down on the bottom there you'll see that that's a intermediate pleco, or a median pleco. Alright, and this next tank is a bunch of fish that I got from a friend that was tearing down his tank because he had to move, so I took them in for him. It's just a mixed match of different stuff. But I do have a catfish in here that I'm growing out. It's a slobbering catfish, and I've never seen a very big one, but I guess they're pretty temperamental about moving once they get big, so I guess that could be why you don't see them very big. Alright, in this next tank here, I've got an intermediate peacock bass that I'm growing out. He's doing pretty good. I got him at about an inch long. He's about 3.5, 4 inches now. And down in the bottom, there's some L330s that I got from Jason. There's one there, and then there's one over this log over here. There's also a baby 240 under that log, but you're probably not going to see him. In the back here we have some tiger servrums. There's 4 of them in there. They like to hide. On the back of the filter tube, there's a L27 Germanicus. He's up at the top there. Just hangs out back there. He's a pretty tiny little guy. All right, let's come over here to this 240 gallon. In here, there's a couple of Baracco Pondo peacock bass. Down here in the corner, you can't see him very. He's hiding back there. That is a whiptail that I got from Jason. Not really sure on the ID. Well, I can't get a good picture of him, but I guess he's a newer species that could possibly be a new species imported to the United States. And here we have my big tank. It's 16 foot long, 4 feet wide, and 3 foot tall. I'm going to start on this end and I'll show you. There's a lot of plecos in here, some stingrays, a couple catfish, my peacock bass. But in the back, I don't know how well you'll see him because he's pretty dark, but there's a serratus in the back there. And then you come up a little bit and there's a mango. He's about 10 inches long. And here in the front corner, there's an L24. And up right here on the glass is a thresher pleco. And down here seems to be one of my favorite fish. Everybody really likes this guy. And this is an Irwini catfish, Megalodonus irwini. And he is 27 inches long and about as big around as my leg. Behind him now is my L203, the Volkswagen pleco. And he is about 23 inches long. Behind them is a marble Anchara cat. Up here is my pair of Florida gars, my Orinoco bass, a red Oscar, another red Oscar that I got from a buddy because he had a 75 and these things grew way too fast for a 75, so I ended up with them. Down here we have my Azul, and I think this is my biggest guy. He's right at 20 inches long. I grew these guys up from 1.5 inches to what they are now. Down here in the front is my Tigrinus catfish. I've had him a long time. He's pretty tough. He made it through a couple tank crashes and some other stuff. Here is my other Xenu bass. These are supposed to be from 2 different locations on the Xenu River. Then behind him is my Fly River turtle. But behind this log here is my L452. There's a L24 pleco. Behind in the back there, once the bass get out of the way, is a L600. There's another L600 right there, but can't really see it. Over here there's an L330. There's a big 191, another 191. This one is 19 inches, and this one down here is right at 20 inches. Back in the back here there is a L95, and you can just see the tail of my Hyrex sticking out. If we come down to this end, there's an LDA 55. Hanging on the log there's an L330. There's an L330 under that log. This is my Adonis pleco. He is roughly 33 inches long total. That includes the streamers on the tail. And you can't really see him right now, but there is a 17-inch 190 royal in the back there. This is my smallest arowana. He's probably 28 inches. There's my second biggest arowana. That one is about 32 inches. Then my biggest one is down here. This is my biggest arowana, and he is right at 3 foot. Then we come back down here to this end. You see there's a beady stingray back there. And the fish that never stops, the Lentz catfish. That guy, they're pricey, and when you ship them, they're very sensitive, so you have to ship them pretty much with a full box of water. Here we have my Matoro stingray. That's the male. I'm gonna have to separate them because the male and the female have he's been trying to breed her and he's just tearing her up, so they're gonna have to be separated. Back here in the corner is my L418. In front of him is my L234. So that's pretty much all the fish I could see in the front. I'm gonna step back and we'll show you the whole tank. And that's the whole tank. The front frame is 2x2 square tubing. It's got 1/2 inch tempered glass, and it's been running for roughly 4 years. It's 16 feet, 4 feet wide, and 3 feet tall. I built it 100% myself with the help from a couple friends and the kids when they did. Well, there's a stingray enjoying the current. This little Oscar here is one that I got as a rescue. He was pretty rough when I got him, but he's pretty nice now. And there's my other Orinoco bass. It looks a lot different than the other one, but I imagine it's just a different location they were collected. And then I have some silver dollars in here. Alright, so thank you. If you enjoy, subscribe. Anything you want to hear more about or see more about, let me know. Thank you.